Brad LaPlante reporting live from Breslin Center, where Michigan State just won 63-58 at home. Michigan State was very streaky in this one, jumped out to a 15-0 run within the first 5 minutes. It wasn't actually until almost 5 minutes that Maryland made their first basket. They made a field goal or a free throw before that, but their first field goal didn't come until almost 5 minutes had elapsed in the game, which was kind of was assuring, since Michigan State did not necessarily have a good history of fast starts, right? But they came out a blazing. It looked like it was going to be a great game. I actually could not believe my eyes. And then Michigan State all of a sudden turns down the volume, if you will, right? So the offense sort of shuts off for a little bit, and Maryland starts to claw its way back into the game. And at halftime, Michigan State had quite the lead. It was pretty decent, actually. Along the way, Michigan State finally finding their way back in with more streaks. It was a very streaky game, actually. Maryland at one point comes back in, then Michigan State obviously, comes back in too. At the end of the game, though, I think that's where this game is sort of won and lost. I thought that Michigan State was a better shooting team than Maryland. At times, Maryland was very good at forcing Michigan State to the perimeter, and Michigan State was basically, or Maryland called Michigan State's bluff. They're like, here, if you're gonna make baskets, you're gonna have to make the threes, and Michigan State kind of did that. They were 9 for 20 from beyond the arc, and that was sort of the story of this game. So, it was a late game, a late tip-off, a lot of travel for Maryland. Not that that's an excuse for Maryland, but it does help that Maryland is not a great team on the road. Like I said, it shows sort of the epitome of the season that Michigan State has had, right? So it was a very up and down, very streaky game from both sides, and Michigan State really pulled it out. They really the resilience. I mean, Joey Hauser even said after the game that when your back is against the wall, it feels desperate, right? Is this desperation time? A lot of the teams in the Big Ten are tied in records right now, so really anybody but Purdue can win this, or will not win the conference, but can isolate themselves further from the pack, right? So Purdue's like up there, right? They're number one, and then you have a bunch of teams 2 through like 10 who are very close in record, and unless you are a team at the bottom like Minnesota or other teams, right? Like you are in this thing, you are still in this conference for as far as seeding goes for the Big Ten tournament. So Michigan State definitely still has a chance to make a run. I think this team is a lot better than people give it credit for. Again, there's a lot of adversity that this team has had to come over throughout this season so far, with the injuries to Malik Hall, to Jaden Akins. And I think that Tyson Walker has gotten so much better as the season goes on. Joey Hauser was very important for the team as the first half opened, and I mean, he had 11 points before anybody else had, maybe even 7. So he was really important to this team's success in the first half, and then Tyson Walker comes in and really closes the door for Michigan State. So, I mean, Hauser ended up with 20 points. Walker comes in and ends up with a bunch too. So really this was, I think that Walker and Hauser were very important to this team, and Michigan State played good defense. So there's a lot that goes into this game. And again, I just really think the story of the game is the resiliency that Michigan State has, and if they can carry that through for the rest of the season, I think this team can go places. So again, a 63-58 victory for Michigan State at Breslin. They'll play Ohio State this Sunday on the road in Columbus on CBS. That game is in the afternoon, so we'll see what happens then. Hopefully I don't have to report any more 9 p.m. tip-offs, because that was exhausting. So anyway, if you want to join us in the forums at michiganstate.rivals.com, please do so, and we will see you guys in the next one.